this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. Yeah, whose car is this? It's Mrs. Wright's car. Yeah, what am I doing in her car? Well, I have to bring one of my bikes to someone who's purchasing it. Yeah. So we have someone who's purchasing the Magicycle Ocelot Pro 2.0, and so she's coming in from Michigan, I believe. I told you guys, they come from all over except from Illinois. How do you like that? Yeah, she's coming in from Michigan, I believe, and so we're meeting at about 11 to 12 o'clock today. Right now it's 9:14 a.m. Temperature outside, where's her thermometer thing here? It says 68 degrees. Yeah, I think it might actually be even lower than that. I think it might be actually 66 degrees, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, whenever I bring the bikes to the police department to meet people to pick up their bikes, I need an SUV because I need the bike rack. Yeah, my Hyundai Elantra will not hold a bike rack. Yeah, if you ever buy a Hyundai Elantra expecting to use that for transporting bikes with a bike rack, yeah, it's not going to happen. They told me that it didn't have enough structural soundness, is that a word, to be able to put a bike rack on the back of that car. So we had the hitch installed onto this SUV. This is an older vehicle though, you know. So, but it still was able to do it. So we had that installed. I think it cost, I'm gonna say around $325, $350, something like that, to have the hitch installed. You can get it cheaper. I found that you can go to like U-Haul and they'll install hitches for you if you don't have one in your vehicle. And I believe they're cheaper. My sister had it done that way. She had U-Haul installed on her vehicle. But yeah, the hitches really make a big difference if you want to use an e-bike rack. Because you kind of need a 2-inch hitch in order to use an e-bike rack. And let me say this, the Outfitter e-bike rack that I have, that I did a review for earlier this year, is really good. Yeah, it has really come in handy. It has a ramp, so you can wheel the bike right up there and just push it right up on there. Yeah, my Magicycle rack is still available for anyone that wants it. So just check russisright.com and you'll see it there. I don't need 2 racks, so one of them has to go. The Magicycle rack helped out for a while. The only problem with that rack, as many of the racks are, it doesn't have a ramp. Yeah, the ramp is worth it. I'll say that. So anyway, I have the Magicycle rack up on the website. I may even lower the price on that thing. Yeah, if you really want the rack, let me know. I may lower it a little bit more for you guys. I gotta move it. I don't need 2 racks, and it's just kind of taking up space in the garage. So anyway, so where am I headed? Where am I always headed? Yeah, we're headed off to Costco. Gotta get my pizza, you know. Figure I'd get my pizza, you know, take it easy a little bit. Then I'll put the rack on the hitch, and then just wait for her call. Yeah, she says she's gonna arrive between 11 and 12. They're bringing a pickup truck. Yeah, it's a good idea. You know, if you don't have a rack, you know, a pickup truck would work. The only thing is you know, some of them are covered pickup trucks, and like I mentioned on another video, that you know, the covered thing wouldn't close unless we took the front wheel off. That's because, you know, when the front wheel's on and then the handlebars are still on, the handlebar sticks up a little bit and then you can't close the top. So when we took the wheel off, that pushed that section further down, right? And then we were able to do it. So it's no big deal. We can do that again because you know, there's a quick release on the front wheel of the Ocelot Pro. That's easy to do. So I've learned that, sometimes you have to have tools ready in case something like that happens. Somebody comes to pick up the bike and, we have to do something to it, and you got to have the tools to do it, right? So I've learned to bring that with. So anyway, that's the deal for today. So the weather has gotten really kind of chilly lately, and so I still have the air on here. I can't believe it. I'm going, why is it so cold in here? Let me lower that down, or maybe even turn it off. The weather's gotten a little chilly. I find that I have to wear a sweatshirt to bed now. Yeah, it went from one extreme to the other. It went from 90 degrees to 60-something degrees. I saw on Facebook somebody posted, they said it was sort of like when you're riding on the highway and you go from 90 to 60 after you see a cop. Yeah, I don't ride at 90 degrees on the highway, okay? I don't drive that fast. But I know what they're saying. Yeah, it kind of like immediately took a drop in temperature. Wasn't even a gradual thing, it's just boom, all the way down. So very strange how weather is. So anyway, I had the chance in the last couple of days to go to a couple of other Costco's. Yeah, I was driving around out in the, I guess that would be considered the western suburbs, doing things. And I saw, oh, look, there's a Costco in Naperville. I says, okay, let me check that out. Apparently Costco in Naperville, they have two of them, I think. Well, maybe it's not two, maybe it's just one. I think the other one may be in Bolingbrook. I went to both of them. Yeah, I did. So I had the pizza at both of them as well. And I said, well, okay, let's see how the pizza is there. The pizzas taste the same. Yeah, I don't notice any difference. But I did notice that their food court is bigger. Yeah, ours seems to be smaller. I don't know how many tables. I have to count how many tables we have. I think we have maybe 9 or 12 tables or something like that in our food court. And most people said that that's kind of small. It is kind of small considering how people buy things there. Then they put 4 of those standing tables. Well, the one in Naperville, I counted, had 18 tables. Yeah, they have a lot of space in that area, and they had 18 tables plus I think 2 stand-up tables. That's a lot. Not quite as big in the Bolingbrook one, but they had a lot of tables there too. There was no problem getting a table to sit. Yeah. You might be wondering too why there's no sunglasses on right now. Well, yeah, I switched cars with Mrs. Wright and I forgot to take the sunglasses out of the other car. I don't really like driving my car or any car without sunglasses. Yeah, you'll find me having sunglasses on even when it starts getting a little bit dark. Yeah, I find that it seems to cut some glare and things. Maybe they're not well, I guess they are polarized sunglasses, because it gives me problems sometimes looking at the display screens on the e-bikes, right? Because it's polarized. So it seems to help when I'm driving, even if there's not enough brightness, maybe because it's not bright outside. I still have the sunglasses usually on. Yeah. And then I switch it, when I go inside. But those sunglasses are prescription sunglasses. Yeah, I don't do clip-ons. I haven't done clip-ons since I was a kid. Let me see, how long was it that I had clip-ons for? I think I still had clip-ons even maybe by freshman year high school, but then after that was it. I look like a nerd. A nerd. Hey, I had the tape between the glasses once. I did. I think I broke my glasses once. Maybe it was 5th or 6th grade. And before they could replace the frame, we had to tape it up. So I think I did use the white tape. Yeah, I was a nerd. I was a nerd. They don't hold too well, let me tell you that. It keeps kind of bending and stuff. So until the new glasses were ready for me, I had to wear glasses with the tape on it. We used that white tape. They had that white tape. People used to always use that white tape, for bandages and things. Do they still make that? I was thinking maybe having something like black electrical tape might be better, you know, because my frames are always like gray or dark gray, right? So, and then I don't know how, I think I was in high school when I switched over to wireframe glasses. Then I went back to these really big glasses. I showed you guys that before. Here, if I remember, I'll put a picture up. You'll see some really big, thick glasses. They're not thick, but really big glasses that I was wearing even in the crime lab. Yeah, those photos were up in the Chula Vista Police Department crime lab for 20-something years. So all these people who visited the crime lab at Chula Vista PD, yeah, they probably go, oh, look at that Chinese guy with those nerdy-looking glasses. Hey, back then those were in. Not anymore. Well, I don't know. Some people still have some big glasses. No, I prefer the wireframe glasses in general, right? And these actually don't have any frame on the bottom. It's just like a monofilament thing or something. I don't know. It's like a nylon rope thing. Not rope. It's almost like a fishing line that goes underneath. That's what holds the glasses up. So you don't actually see any frame on the bottom. So it looks like a half frame. I prefer a more minimalized look on glasses. Now you might want to know why I don't wear contacts. I used to wear contacts. I did. But it became such a hassle to have to put it on, take it off, you know. Clean them back in the day before they had disposable glass contacts, and I had hard contacts for a while, and then I went to softs, and then you have to replace them. It was just a pain. It was just too much of a pain. All right, we're just waiting for our time to turn. Anyway, I'm here at Costco. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Hopefully more better things to come will happen. So, all right, anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time.